हेलो गुड इवनिंग वेलकम एवरीवन सो स्वागत है आपका आज के इस एक्सपर्ट टॉक शो में. सो टुडे इज़ आर 98th session and we will have our expert of the day Deepak Sharma ji. So let us welcome our expert of the day and let us know more about him and about his initiative. He's doing an amazing job. So Deepak ji, welcome on the show.
So,
Thank you
thank
so
thank
much.
you, thank you, Vipul, for calling me on this show. And Sabhi, I would like to extend my heartiest greetings to everyone who is there on the show. So, namaste, sat sri akal, assalamu alaikum, and good evening to everyone wherever you are.
Yes, thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and thank you so much for coming online to share your amazing experience and the amazing job, amazing work you are doing right now. So we would love to know more about you. And before we know more about you, audience, I would request you to like and share this session if you are watching it on LinkedIn. अगर आप यूट्यूब पे देख रहे हैं तो डू लाइक दिस सेशन, डू कमेंट ऑन इट, show your love. We want to see your presence. Type in hi, hello, good evening, and show your presence here. And subscribe our YouTube channel, Vipul the Wonderful, to get the regular updates. And now, let me start the session by giving a brief intro about our expert of the day. So, Deepak Sharma is a volunteer with Udayan Care since 2009 and presently trustee and working with children on ground. He has written a book as well which covers his 14 years of volunteering journey with Udayan Care. His motto of life is learn, earn, and return. So that's amazing. And I'm also reading his book, which is Wings to Fly. Very amazing and uh, very good book. So yes, uh, thank you so much, Deepak ji, once again. Tell us more about you and your journey till now. Over to you, sir.
So, thank you once again, Vipul. And before I start, as normally I do, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude first to Udayan Care, with whom I'm associated. So thank you everyone at Udayan Care for the love and respect and the opportunity which was given to me to volunteer. And also, I would like to extend my gratitude to the large number, hundreds and hundreds of individuals, corporate employees, and others who have been part of my journey. And honestly, without them, I would have been a nobody, to be honest. So, my sincere gratitude to each one of them. Now, coming back to my journey quickly, Vipul, like I'm 1960 born, did my schooling and engineering from a city called Aligarh. I did my engineering in 1982 from Aligarh Muslim University, and I was a gold medalist of my batch. And from 1982 onwards, I started working with different corporates like NTPC, ABB, Alstom, then Tata Power, and my last job with Tata Teleservices in different roles and capacities. My wife is a doctor. She works in a
Wow.
government hospital. We live with our mother, and as I keep saying, every one biological son and several daughters, tens and tens of daughters who are so loving and caring about me.
Wow.
So this is something brief about me. And I've been, as you mentioned in the opening remark, I've been volunteering with Udyan Care since 2009, and
That's
that's it.
that's amazing. That's amazing, and I've loved your introduction. One biological son and so many daughters. That's amazing spirit. Salute to that spirit. And yeah, so my very first question is the very first question which comes to my mind is why you decided to quit your corporate job, which you were doing phenomenal. You were the gold medalist of your batch, and I'm reading your book, so I can see you've done so many good things. And so, what has inspired you to quit your corporate job at the age of 53 and join as a volunteer in an NGO?
So, Vipul,
Over to
as
you.
we say, thank you. So, Vipul, as I moved through working through corporate, so there was an incident when I was 36 and I just joined ABB. And in one of those visits, official visits to Calcutta, I happened to visit Missionaries of Charity, just as a casual visit, but possibly spending 15, 20 minutes there actually, and it is detailed out in the book also, which you have mentioned. So that 15, 20 minutes when I spent there really changed the perspective of my thought about life. What is life all about? And there has to be a purpose in life, and that purpose of life has to be beyond self. When I say self, self means direct family. So I think from there on, life went on because I had a family to support. My son was 7 years then at that time. But then, as I said, a seed was sown, and finally, at the age of 53, I quit the corporate world. It's almost now in my 11th year. And prior to that, from 2009 till 2013, I part time volunteered with Udyan Care, which is now my, you can say, in my DNA, so heart and soul, and I eat, sleep, drink, put and care in my life now. So from 2009 to 2013, I volunteered because I had as I said, a dream in 36 to work with children, with especially girls' education. So that dream got fulfilled when I got associated with Udayan Care in 2009, and that this journey so far has been just amazing and full of so many.
Wow, that's amazing. So, so tell us more about the NGO Udayan Care, which you have been volunteering since 2009.
To Vipul, Udayan Care is an NGO which was started in 1994 by Dr. Kiran Modi. She's the founder and managing trustee. So she founded it. It's we are in the 30th year of our existence. It runs several programs, and today if I may say, we feel proud that Udayan Care today is present in 15 states, or maybe 16 states across 36, 37 cities of India, right length and breadth of the country. So from Tamil Nadu to Uttarakhand and West Gujarat to Calcutta. So several programs, and primarily working with, I would say, underprivileged children across all the programs. So, and so far we would have touched almost about 50,000 girls and boys, out of which roughly 80% would be girls from the underprivileged section of society across different programs. So, as I said, 50,000 direct impact, and you can just count on the indirect impact when it goes through their families, the neighborhood, and others. So it could be running in millions.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we would also like to know the vision of NGO focuses on girls, higher education, and women's empowerment. Can you share some facts which uh, substantiates the vision of Udayan Care?
So let me just then briefly run you through the different programs of Udayan Care. So the first program which Udayan Care started was running of homes for out of home children. So when I say out of home children, means that either the parents of the children are not there, or if they are there, we are not aware of those children. So we started running these homes, and today we have 14 such homes in NCR and
Wow.
Jaipur and Kurukshetra. So out of these 14 homes, there are turned 10 girls' homes and four boys' homes. So primarily, you can say the focus more on girls. Today, roughly 220, 230 girls and boys are living in these homes. And if I share with you what is the USP, because there are other NGOs also who do a similar type of work, like SOS Village and others. But the USP for our this program, which we call the Ghar program, is one, we have this concept of life, living in family environment. So these homes are run with this concept of life, where each home has got mentor parents. So, like the Greater Noida home, where I and my wife, she's a doctor by profession. So, we are running these homes, and we are their mentor parents looking after the girls in that home. So, similarly, other homes have also got mentor parents, mentor mother, or a mentor father who take care of these girls, and total upbringing is like a family. So children go to normal school, The organization focus is obviously on education and skilling. So all these children either go to a school or to a vocational college or to a vocational course, doing a vocational course, or going for college after they complete their schooling. And we conduct marriages also. So as I said, it's a total family living environment. And last about 10 odd years, roughly, we have conducted 7, 8 marriages in this home. So that's the first program, which we call, as I said, the Ghar program. Then we have another program, Vipul, which is called Udayan Shalini Fellowship Program. Shalini means dignified woman or empowered woman. So this program again is only for girls from underprivileged section of society. And under this program, what we do, the girls are picked up in class 11th after they complete the class 10, and they are part of this program till they graduate. So it's a 5 to 6 years of journey where they get mentorship from people from civil society. Then they get a fellowship. There are workshops conducted throughout the 5, 6 years of journey. It's a very structured program, and giving back also is one of the key pillars for this program, where every girl, every Shalini, as we call them, every Shalini has to do 50 hours of social work every year as part of the activity. So as I said, it's a wonderful program, and so far, roughly about 14,500 girls have gone through this program pan India. This particular program is there pan India today in 30 cities, 34 center chapters, as we call them, and across 13 states. So this is a program, as I said, and again on all these programs there have been tens and hundreds of success stories where children have gone abroad, studied, and a lot of them are doing great. They are working in different big corporates and so on. So this is another program which is successfully running, then care. And then we have skilling and skilling centers. So we have 21 skilling centers. When I say skilling centers, it's more to do with IT skilling and other types of skills like stitching, beauty parlor, and so on. So again, these 21 centers are spread across NCR. We have centers in Hyderabad. We have centers in Mumbai. So, and we are ever so expanding across all the programs. So in this program also roughly 25, 26,000 youth from the community, again from the underprivileged section or the economically weaker section, have undergone program. We are aligned with NSDC, so all the centers are NSDC aligned, majority of them. And employability obviously is one of the main criteria of NSDC. So we get almost 70% of the pass outs placed also through our placement cell of Udayan Care. So it's that's a three major programs, and apart from that, we are doing a lot of work on advocacy, research, and training. In last 5, 6 years, we have been working with a lot of state governments, UNICEF, and other government bodies across different programs, and expanding and doing work with different authorities. So, in nutshell, these are broadly this. And lastly, let me also share with you that volunteering is also, you can say, a very, very strong pillar of this program. And as I am speaking to you, almost 2,500 to 3,000 volunteers pan India are associated with Udayan Care in different roles and responsibilities, like I am.
Wow, that's amazing. So yeah, that's great. Audience, you can also connect with Deepak ji. This is his LinkedIn ID. You can connect with him, and in any which ways, if you want to join with him as a volunteer or in any which ways, then definitely you can connect with him. So very important. You rightly said anyone can join as a volunteer, but what is your idea of an ideal volunteer in today's world?
So, Vipul, as I say, there is honestly nothing like an ideal volunteer, because I also started my volunteering journey, as I said, part time in 2009, when me and my wife got associated with one of the homes of Udayan Care. So we started going there in the evening or on weekends, supporting the children with their homeworks or academics, playing some sports with them. So as I said, nothing ideal, but yes, one thing which I keep tell anyone who comes forward to volunteer, that for whatever you volunteer, you should have a little bit of passion. Passion, when I say some, there should be some heart, because volunteering is something you can't push or force anyone to volunteer. So some passion you need to have, and secondly, some level of commitment, right? Because if I have decided that I will commit, say, 1 hour every day to this for volunteering, or 2 hours or whatever, then obviously I should try to maintain that, because that's very, very critical and important. So, as I said, nothing like ideal volunteer, but yes, passion and commitment, combination of the two, possibly I see. And as I said, I started as a part time volunteer initially 4 years. I was a part time volunteer, maybe spending 7, 8 hours in a week or 10 hours in a week. And then slowly it expanded when I left my corporate job, and then it became more or less like a full time activity or a volunteering for me. So I think anyone can connect with me, and with whatever I could guide, I can definitely support and guide people to join as a volunteer.
Great, great. So, yeah, thank you, Traveler, for this appreciation, amazing session. Pawan ji is also appreciating. Great, great share experience, Deepak ji, and a lot of audience on LinkedIn is also appreciating. So, thank you so much for the appreciation, and definitely you can ask your questions, or you can share your experience too. We will love to have it. Uh, so here Shakshi Havelia has one is commenting that in my perspective volunteering has decreased. Just wanted to know, sir, how to reignite that sense of purpose.
So one is definitely what I keep telling youngsters also, and people of my age, is that we are all blessed. I honestly use the word blessed. We are all blessed to be in such a position where we are able to add value to something what we are passionate about. So I think if we are blessed, I think it becomes our will some sort of responsibility to contribute in some way to the community. Not necessarily what I am doing. There could be several other ways. One could possibly, if someone is interested in doing for environment, he could join something to do with environment. Maybe an old age, maybe children with special abilities, hundreds and things for animals for that matter. So, but definitely, as I said, we are blessed, and we have a moral responsibility. That's my view. Whatever I'm expressing today in this interaction is purely my view. That we have some responsibility to contribute to the Mother Earth, which has given us a human life.
Yes, yes, Sakshi, hope we have answered your question. And a lot of other audience is also appreciating on LinkedIn. Arif, wonderful share, project manager, yeah, great. Avesh Mishra, great, great share. Thank you. Torben von Speculon is, yeah, we learn through. He's adding that we learn through failures and experience is very rightly said. So yes, audience, you can share your questions. You can ask your share your experience. Even you can ask your questions. We would love to have them. And yeah, moving on to the next question from my end. Yes, Deepak ji, when you discovered your writing passion, or you when you got the thought, the when did that thought hit your mind that you have to write a book?
So, Vipul, let me just slightly go back into history. So, Wings to Fly, which anyway I launched last year, and I would give, even I've acknowledged in my book, in my initial pages in the book, I will give, I think, quite a large and big amount of credit to one Mr. Ashish Chakravarti, a dear friend of mine. And it was 2018. I was sitting with him in a canteen at Genpact. He works for Genpact CSR at a senior position. So he mentioned we are just casually. I was about 5 years into the NCare as a full-time volunteer. He just casually mentioned, "Deepak ji, you have been here for 5 years. You are doing so much. Why don't you write a book?" right? So he we used to pester me whenever we would chat or interact, and so obviously it was never on my mind to write a book. But then pandemic came in 2020, right? So obviously the movements were restricted, although we were still moving out and looking after the girls in the home at Greater Noida, but still obviously it was limited, and that's then when I decided, yes. And then Ashish and couple of other friends said, you should write a story. It might come out. It might come out well. It could be inspirational or motivational for people who read it. So finally, August 2020, I picked up the pen, and one good thing was that right from my initial days at Udayan Care, I had the habit of writing a diary. So whatever key events would happen, I would maintain a diary at home. So that diary is still there with me. So then slowly and slowly I started writing, and finally, January 22, I completed writing the book. Then I shared with a couple of my friends. A few of them are there on this interview also, like Pavan Dua. So they just reviewed, and then one Mr. Vikram Datji, he's a great literature person. So he also went through, made some corrections, and finally, July 29th, 2022, which was my late father's birthday, and the book is dedicated to him because everything, all blessings, everything comes from him. I am just carrying his legacy of giving back. So that's how the book finally took shape. But honestly, initially there was no thought of writing a book.
Wow, wow. So the title is very amazing, Wings to Fly. It inspire anyone, So how the idea came, I've seen on LinkedIn many of the creators or many of my connections are praising about your book, and even I am reading it and getting inspired by reading it. So how did you created such an awesome title, and what inspired you to write this book?
So again, the credit for the title of the book will I will give to one of my friend, Mr. Pavan Dua. So I was just sitting at his place and discussing about different titles, and we jotted down about 20, 25 names and all those things. And suddenly Pavan asked me, कि दीपिका आप आजकल कौन सी किताब पढ़ रहे हो? And actually, I have the habit of reading inspirational books. Honestly, I don't read fiction. I have a love for reading inspirational books because that's where I draw my own inspiration of the different beautiful work where organizations and people are doing. So I told Pavan, these days I am reading Abdul Kalam sir's Wings of Fire, and I think within 30 seconds or maybe a minute, he said, then you should title your book Wings to Fly because you are working with young girls and making them so much, supporting them with their education and so many other activities. So you are actually making them fly. So it was like more of a spontaneous thing which Pavan suggested, and then obviously there was nothing thinking beyond that. So, and then the cover page, if you have seen of the book, there I would give credit to one of my again dear friend, Mr. Gaurav Bajaj. He is into big time photography. So when I told him this is the title of the book, and he's a professional photographer, no doubt. So he came to my place, spent almost half a day shooting different shots, and he did everything pro bono. He didn't charge anything. I've been so, but I would say grateful, and I extend my gratitude to each one of them time and again that they all supported me. And finally this cover page picture came out, and when everyone sees it, says it's an amazing pic. So I really thank
Yeah,
Gaurav Bajaj for this wonderful pic on the cover.
very very apt. The title is justified by the image, so that's
Yeah.
amazing. Great, great. So as I've said, I'm reading that, and your book emphasizes on the importance of selfishness and social responsibility. So can you elaborate on a particular instances or even that was a turning point in shaping your perspective towards giving back to society?
So one anyway I have initially quoted, so I will not repeat about my visit to Missionaries of Charity in Calcutta in 1996, where I saw young girls working with leprosy patients and working so sincerely. So there obviously thought of purpose of life got redefined, that what I have to do at a certain stage of life. But I think right from my childhood, I have seen my own father, as I say, I am carrying his legacy. He may not be having money, but then he was a professor of physics at Aligarh Muslim University. And right, as I said, from my childhood, when I was 12, 13, or 14, I've seen him that he would, because physics those days used to be, was required both for the engineering aspirants as well as medical aspirants. And he would teach all those people, and people say, "Ki, sir, you take some money and all that stuff, you are spending time." But he would always refrain from doing so. He says, "No, I don't sell education." He says, "I teach in the university, I get my salary from there." So, apart from that, he would have taught hundreds of students without charging a single rupee. So, that is something which got ingrained in my life. When he was struggling for one, struggling means he was, as I said, salaries are very limited in those days. And I had my younger sister. We both were studying in good public schools, and I've seen him. He might be struggling for some money, but he never went for any extra money through tuitions and all. So that's how people, childhood, all these things got ingrained. So as I said, I
Wow,
just carrying forward his legacy.
great, great. Yes, audience, you can share your experience. You can ask your question. We would love to have them. And yeah, so my next question is: are there any particular, uh, girls or women who have influenced your life journey from corporate to NGO trustee? Yeah, can you hear me, sir? The
Yeah, yeah,
voice
yeah.
is not audible. Yeah,
Then I can hear you.
yeah. So my question, shall I repeat my question?
Yeah, yeah, please do. Thank you.
So, are there any particular girls or women who has influenced your life journey from corporate to NGO trustee?
Hello.
Yeah,
So,
can you hear me?
yeah, yeah. So, in terms of influence of women, definitely when as I said, started volunteering with Udyan Care in 2009 as a part-time volunteer, definitely the founder, Dr. Kiran Modi, definitely is my biggest inspiration when it comes to the development sector or a social sector. So definitely he has been, I would say, my guide or mentor in this development sector, because prior to 2009 I didn't have much exposure on the ground. So definitely I keep looking up to her for any guidance. And definitely next, I would definitely like to say my wife. She is a big support, Dr. Sunita Sharma. She is a very big support, and you would, I'm sure, agree, or the viewers will agree, that without, she is also part of this whole journey. But then she is a big support to me. And what to talk of my mother, lastly, because she is just an amazing lady. And if you have, those who have read the book would have seen that what she did with her own pension in 2019. I think that's a example I keep quoting, and that also really inspired me to do more than what possibly I was doing at that time in terms of supporting the organization with whatever we have as our wealth, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, that's in fact
So,
amazing, and
so
that requires a lot of guts. You know, she has donated her entire life savings of around
yeah,
25 lakhs to these NGOs. So that's an
yeah. So,
uh,
so that's what I'm saying. So I would like see these. So जैसे बोलते हैं ना, behind every successful man there is a woman. So in fact, I have three women, as I named, who have whatever little I have been able to contribute. They are behind me.
That's great, great, amazing. So in today's era, it's been said that givers gain, or another way we say what goes around comes around. So that giving back to society is a very important value that everyone should inculcate. It. But according to you, should we encourage more people to practice this in their routine life?
Vipul, I would just like, because I read a little bit of Swami Vivekananda teachings also. So I'll here just quote a small phrase from Swami Vivekananda's learned teachings. It goes like this: ask nothing, want nothing in return. Give what you have to give. It will come back to you, but do not think of it now. It will come back multiplied, a thousandfold, but the attention should not be on that. You have the power to give. Give, there it ends. Unquote. So this is something which, as I said, I read Swami Vivekananda, and really the preachings and the practice what he used to do are just amazing. So coming back to your question, I would only, as I said, we all have the power to give, and when I say give, like every individual, this is again my own thinking, which I'm sure viewers may agree. Everyone has got four things with him or her. One is 24 hours. We all have 24 hours in a day, right? We have knowledge, whatever knowledge you, I, everyone possesses some knowledge. I would not say we know all, but yes, some limited knowledge. Then love. We all expect love and we can give love. And the fourth possession which we have is wealth. Whatever wealth we have, we may have 100 crores, we may have 100 rupees, we may have 10 rupees, right? So we these are the four things which each one of us possess. And I personally believe that whatever we could contribute out of this to the environment, to the surrounding, to people around us, I think we should do. As I said, human life बड़ी मुश्किल से मिलती है. We get human life with great difficulty. So I think that's my view at it, and I have been practicing this. And another small phrase from Mother Teresa, who was, and I actually missed mentioning her. She is my biggest inspiration when it comes to the giving back. There's one phrase says, "One should give till it pinches him or her." I read this statement somewhere in a church in Goa, which I visited almost 25, 30 years ago. It says one should give till it pinches him or her. So, give could be anything. It could be your time, it could be your knowledge, it could be your love, it could be your money or wealth. So, I think my only submission is that yes, please contribute in whatever. आज मेरे पास 100 rupees है, I might be able to contribute till 50 rupees, and then maybe after that it starts pinching. For someone it could be 10 rupees, but still everyone can give and should give and contribute in the best possible way.
Well said. You rightly said. You should start with some. A little step can, make a lot of difference. So you should start with something. That's rightly said. So next question is very relevant to this. There are many people who has the desire, who wish to do something for the society, who has the heart or spirit to do something for the society, but don't know where to start, how to start, or whom to trust rather. So what is your advice for those who wants to take the plunge?
See, one is like I would give my own experience because I have learned myself from own experience. I would like to share that. So, people, when, as I said, when 1996, 36, I got this purpose of life redefined. And after I came back from Calcutta, what I started, I was not aware of social NGO at that time. I'm talking 96. I came back, then I sat, shared this brief with one or two of my very close friends, and they were already supporting some NGO, supporting girls' education and all that. So I also started right from 96 till 2009, till I started volunteering with Udayan Care. I also started supporting one or two girls in that different NGOs in India, in Delhi, where I would write a small check for 1 year education and so on and so forth. So that's how, as you also mentioned, there has to be a beginning, can be made in small steps. And I think today, with so much of information available on the internet, 96 possibly there was no internet at that time or very limited. So I think we could always look for something which is closer to our heart, find out more details about it. And as I started part time volunteering, one could start devoting some time to the cause over a weekend or after office hours. But yes, I started in a small way as a part time volunteer. and today I am a full-time volunteer. So start in small steps. The Japanese concept, Japanese say, na, start in small steps. So I think that's the way each one could of us could start. And in case anyone wants to know more about Udyan Care and be part of our journey, it would be a pleasure and an honor for me to get connected. In case you
Yes.
viewers want, I can share my contact number. I don't mind
Yes, yes,
sharing my
definitely.
contact
We
number.
will put in your contact details and email ID and everything in the YouTube description. And this is the LinkedIn
Sure.
ID audience. You can connect with Deepak ji and definitely get associated with him. Yeah. So to add upon, you rightly said you can start giving your time because I can I know that there are lot many persons who are ready to give money to the this kind of NGOs or initiatives, but time is very crucial. There are not too many volunteers who are ready
Yeah,
to give
yeah,
their
yeah.
times.
Correct, correct,
So
correct. And time, as we, the old saying goes, still I think now people are redefining that also. I attended one session this week, so they are trying to redefine. So we used to say time is money, right? And in that session which I attended this last Sunday, they said time is money is an old thing. It is now life is money,
very true.
right? So they are talking of life is money. So yes, if you can contribute your time in some meaningful way, I think that is more than what the money.
Because that is crucial. That is something no one can replace. There are
Because when you are interacting with individuals and giving your time, you are grooming someone.
true.
And again, just recalling one phrase from my book, which I mentioned in my initial chapters, that even if you are able to change one life, you have changed the whole world. So, if case you are able to give time and work with one individual, I think you can do this world a great support and a great help.
Well said, well said. So now again talking about Udayan Care, what roles do you believe Udayan Care plays in addressing the challenges, especially related to girls' higher education and women's empowerment in today's society?
So, as I in my initial talk, I had mentioned that Udyan Care is primarily working more towards girls' empowerment and higher education. So, even in the homes, out of 14 homes, we have 10 homes for girls. And similarly, the Shalini program, which is purely a higher education program for girls from economically weaker sections, and even the IT program, there the split is about 50-50, so 50% boys and 50% girls. So coming back to the Shalini program, which is a higher education program, we started 20 years back with one chapter in South Delhi, and today we have been expanding, and every year we are adding 2 3 chapters in a city. Like in this financial calendar year, I would say we have added Barabanki near Lucknow as one chapter, and Udaipur in Rajasthan as another chapter. So we have been always continuously growing thanks to our partners, donors, because we are so grateful and to have them as part of our journey. So we have been ever so growing to on girls' education. So yes, that's the focus, and that will continue to be the focus for the organization. Because again, as an old saying goes, again पुरानी एक कहावत है, अगर एक लड़की पढ़ जाती है तो पूरा परिवार पढ़ जाता है और नेक्स्ट जनरेशन तक पढ़ाई पढ़ जाती हैं. So obviously, if a girl gets educated, the whole family gets educated. With that motto, we have been working and expanding our programs.
वेरी वेरी राइटली सेड. यू हैव राइटली सेड कि अगर एक एक लड़की पढ़ती है तो एक घर नहीं, दो फैमिली को वो सक्सेस, मतलब दो फैमिली को बेनिफिट मिलता है. एक लड़का पढ़ता है
Right,
तो एक ही फैमिली को बेनिफिट मिलता है. सो वेरी
right.
वेरी राइटली सेड. सो दैट्स अमेजिंग. एंड एक अगर एक हाउस वाइफ, एक वीमेन, नॉट ओनली हाउस वाइफ, इवन वर्किंग, अगर वो पढ़ी लिखी और एडुकेटेड होती है तो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को भी उसका बेनिफिट मिलता है.
नहीं और एक क्या होता है कि then she also possibly starts working, so the financial status also improves, the standard of living improves. So obviously, the country also grows.
True. So
Ultimately, everyone's objective is that the nation should grow.
true, true, true.
So
So that's
it
that's
helps in nation building
that's
basically.
that's amazing. Yeah, true, true. So in your book, you mentioned that life surprises are often beyond our understanding, and the true key is to flow with them without becoming too complacent or critical. Uh, could you recount a specific instance from your journey where you faced an unexpected challenge or opportunity that tensed this philosophy, and how did you apply this principle to overcome the situation and continue pursuing your path or of social impact?
So, Vipul, again, if I look back, so it will come possibly an incident might come back and it might relate to this question which you have asked. It might relate to an incident. I'll have to go back almost 1985, 35, 37, 38 years ago. I have a younger sister and she was engaged. She was to get married. It was January 1985. My father that time was working in Libya, outside India. There were no mobiles and they were difficult to get connected. The marriage was arranged, everything was done. And again, I'm coming from the values which we have inherited from our childhood, that no compromise on the values. It was, I think, 15 days, just 15 days before the marriage. The boy with whom my sister was to get married calls me and my mother to the place where he was working close to Delhi. And he possibly gave a story and which indirectly meant that he was seeking some dowry for the marriage. And my sister is also a doctor. And doctor or no doctor, but that was a very, very tense situation for us. I was 25 that time, not even married. And my mother, I was living with my mother in Delhi. So when we went there and we put all this to us, it was, we were just taken aback actually, how to react. But then, as I said, situation demanded, and I don't know what energy came from the heavens. There and then we told the boy that this marriage is over. We are not going ahead with the marriage because obviously we are against this concept of dowry or whatever. And the father is sitting outside, right? But then I and my mother decided, yes, we are not going ahead. He continued to plead. Later on, when we came back, his letters used to come. His father would call us and all those things. But yes, we stuck to our guns. We never compromised. And in those days, you can say almost 35, 8 to 40 years ago, we had made all arrangements. A lot of money had been spent on different things. But then, as I said, the values which had come, no compromise on any such values. So I think that incident also taught me a lot personally. Yes, if we stick to our values, then I think there is some superpower which will take care of you. And I think I take that as a big, big lesson and a big thing which I cannot forget till the last day of my life.
Wow, so that is so much inspiring, and that requires a lot of courage, being a brother or father of a daughter. That requires a lot of courage to take such kind of bold decision, that too way
And,
back.
and later on, when I informed my father over a phone call, getting a phone also was so difficult. So he told me, "Okay, Deepak, I am so proud of you of this decision. Even if I would have been there, I would have taken the same
And yeah,
decision."
that was,
So I think that's simple, nice.
and that too before 4 decades, before 40 years.
Yeah,
So that was
yeah,
a very yeah.
absolutely.
So that's amazing. That's a very bold decision, I must say. So now, on a concluding note, we would like to know any reward or recognition you would like to mention here, which would like to share with us, in fact.
Uh, So I think we possibly did not touch, but let me share with you. I do I do a lot of fundraising for Udayan Care, and that's my passion. And as an initial statement, I mentioned I thanked my hundreds and hundreds of network. So obviously, with their support, I've been running Delhi Half Marathon for last couple of years, trying to raise funds for organization for Udayan for my Udayan Care, and almost every year in last 3 4 years I've been either the highest fundraiser, individual fundraiser, or the second highest fundraiser. So that's a big yeah, I would say I feel proud about it. And then recently, actually in this week only, starting this week Monday, I received the Karmveer Award, Rex Karmveer Award, which is an award instituted by International Confederation of NGOs in partnership with United Nations.
Wow.
So like me, many others also got awarded, but I was also one of the recipient of a silver medal. This I applied for that, and thanks to my managing trustee, Dr. Kiran Modi, who guided me. So I applied and got this award.
Wow.
So I think this is something very, very. I feel proud about it,
Many
and
congratulations for the same.
thank you, Vipul. And one more thing which I would like to share, I should not miss honestly, is that there is an organization called Living My Promise, because our family is into a little bit of philanthropy also. As you have seen my mother in the book, how she contributed her entire pension. So 2019 onwards, we have been trying to do whatever best possible, because again, as my mother became a inspiration for me. So 2021, I and my wife have joined a movement which is called Living My Promise. So if anyone is interested to know more, they can go to the website livingmypromise.in, and it is a commitment, moral commitment in under that. And today 137, yeah, 136 individuals have committed, pledged their 50% of their net worth to charity of their choice, either during the lifetime or after their death. So if you visit this livingmypromise.in,
Wow.
you will find me and my wife, Dr. Sunita Sharma, also there. So we have pledged that, because we feel, I think, that after we leave or even before we leave, there is more to do for the community than anyone else who needs it. So that's a pledge which we have done.
That's
We are in the process of writing our will, so which will be, all this will get covered in the will. But I just wanted to share with the viewers that this is another way we are, as a family, trying to give back to society.
that's really commendable, and that requires again a lot of courage, to donate your hard-earned money, and that requires family support too, because many times family.
नहीं, hardened नहीं है. There's nothing hardened called for, because we have taken everything from the environment
Yeah,
only.
but that
I didn't
that's the
bring
spirit,
anything,
na.
and neither my family brought it. We have taken everything from the surrounding, from the network, from the people around us. So I think we can't carry anything. So why not leave it behind for something better cause?
That's very much commendable, I can say, and I really appreciate that. So that's great. So now, uh, what is your final words, concluding notes? Your final advice to our audience.
नहीं नहीं, एडवाइस मतलब मैं कोई बाबा वगैरह नहीं हूँ. आई एम नो बाबा और सेंट, नाइदर आई वांट टू बी वन. बट वट एवर आई हैव practiced, I would only share that if, and with the viewers, with the audience, or whomsoever is there on this, if this we get one life. And as initially you mentioned, my motto also: learn, earn, and return. So learn. I've even divided the book into that three parts: learn, earn, and return. So the learning phase, when we are school, college; earning phase, when we are working or in business; and the returning phase, when we are through with our responsibilities and we need to give back to society. So my only submission, or I would not call it an advice, but a guidance to people is that please, especially when someone who has crossed 50 or 55, pick up something which you are passionate about. Anything, it could be anything which you are passionate about and which could add value to the society or to the community, which has given us so much during our lifetime. So I think we are all, as I said, my personal, we are all morally and ethically and legally bound to give back to society in some form. As I said, we have four things: time, love, knowledge, wealth. Give whatever you can, but definitely contribute to society in some meaningful way. So that's my humble submission to everyone on the
Wow,
call.
that's amazing. And as Deepak ji has said, we can share his. Yeah, so that's amazing, and I've shared the contact details of Deepak Sharma. Audience, you can definitely connect with him whenever required. He would love to connect with you all, and uh, uh, whichever way is possible, he would like to, help you, guide you, or motivate you. So that was amazing, Deepak ji. You are doing a great job, inspiring so many, and uh, keep it up. Keep inspiring everyone. Keep helping everyone, and that's amazing. Salute to what you are doing, and we wish you all the best, and that's amazing. No words at the end. I must say. So I'm speechless.
And I'm truly honored, humbled, Vipul, and thank you for this opportunity to interact with you and the audience which are there on the call. And I look forward to possibly guiding more people
Yes,
to be part of our journey. And it would be an honor and a pleasure if I'm able to do so.
looking forward
Thank
to
you so much, Vipul.
Sir, stay in touch, stay blessed, and keep smiling, and
Thank you.
keep
Thank
spreading
you.
smiles, rather than keep spreading smiles, which you are doing. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, so this was an amazing and inspiring session, I must say. So this was our 98th session, and every weekend हम ऐसे ही इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स को इनवाइट करेंगे, जो आके अपना नॉलेज, अपना एक्सपीरियंस और ऐसे अमेजिंग इनिशिएटिव शेयर करेंगे आपके साथ. सो स्टे कनेक्टेड, फॉलो मी ऑन लिंक्डइन. इफ यू watching it on LinkedIn, then follow me there. uh, Check our updates, and DM, connect with me if you want any kind of help or guidance. If you're watching it on YouTube, then subscribe our YouTube channel, Vipul the Wonderful, and don't forget to press the bell in both on LinkedIn and YouTube to get our regular updates. And audience, this session was powered by Post Resume. So, Post Resume is providing recruitment services across India and Africa for IT, engineering, manufacturing, pharma, and textile industry for mid to senior level recruitment. So, do connect with us if you're looking for any guidance, any help, or any support. We would love to help you, guide you, and support you. So, with that note, wish you a happy weekend. Stay blessed. Keep smiling. See you next week.